and welcome to another writing stream. I am very excited and hopefully going to get some good words in today. And I hope you guys are excited too. So, I already saw a couple people. So, Felicia, hello. I'm doing well. How are you? And Nikki, good morning for me. I don't know if you guys are in the same time zone, but yes, good morning. So yeah, what are we all working on today? I don't know if anybody who is in the watching right now is doing Nano and or watched my video, but I've decided I just threw Nano out the window. I realized that like I'm not really doing it. I'm not trying to do it this month, even though I said I was going to, but I'm really just not making any effort. But I have written 11,500 words so far, which I still feel like is really good for a month where I have not been doing that in general this year. A lot of this year for me has been working on poetry and short stories. So to make a new novel is pretty exciting. Also, I did technically finish a novel this year. I finished my mermaid book, but this is a whole new story, and it's nice to get some words in. So even though this technically is NaNoWriMo sprints and we're technically, doing the work, I'm just kind of going with the flow and just figuring out things as it goes along. I'm not really pushing for 50,000 anymore. I'm not even really pushing for 35,000. That's initially what I was going to do, but I'm just going to see where I get to in the next week because it's almost over. Working on your Nano project, which is a romance novel. Love that. I think I said this in a different stream, but romance novels and contemporaries I feel like are the best ones to write in Nano because it's like normally set in real world. Now, if it's fantasy romance, then that's a little bit different. But overall, like I do feel like they're easy ones because it's just so easy to get in the flow, at least for me. Maybe it's different for other people, but I do love that. So if you're just joining, I tend to stream for about 2 hours. Sometimes I'll go over, but I feel like with today, I'm probably not going to go over, but we'll see. We'll see where we get. I'll probably stick with around 25-minute sprints, but if anybody wants shorter or longer, feel free to throw that out in the comments. And yeah, I'll probably start in about 2 minutes. So not too many people right now, I don't think, but again, feel free to jump in, chat, look at my dog in the background being cute. Hello, Ivy. How are you today? Why is she being such a weirdo back there? Oh, now my other dog wants to come in now. Come on. Oh, my dogs do not like my doors being closed. And then they bully each other in the background. So they don't have a ton of room in my office right now because we're moving things around in my house. So I have, if you can kind of see, there's a stand right here that's not normally there. And there's other stuff off camera. So for the most part, my room is very messy. I'm glad to hear that. And I'm having a pretty good morning. It's been a slow start. I don't go to bed super late normally. In the last 2 nights, I feel like I've been going to bed at like midnight. Aria, hey. Shh. I don't know if you can see, I bought my puppy, well, the dogs. I bought a new bed. And as I figured, at least one of them can lay in the bed and one of them can lay on my chair. And then they fight over it when one is in it. So anyway, yeah, I'm having a good morning, but it's been slow. I slept until like 7, which is late for me normally. And then I had some peanut butter toast, some coffee, and then I showered and got ready because I'm like, well, I kind of want to fix my hair because it deflated a little bit sleeping. But yeah, that's my morning. So, all right, well, we are in the 5 o'clock. We're in the 5-minute mark, which means that's usually when I like to start jumping into sprinting. So if we're cool, I feel like we're going to do 25 minutes to start. And then if anybody, like I said, if anybody wants longer or shorter ones, feel free to throw it out for the next sprint. But I think it is a good time to get going. So I'm not really going to super comment like on how many words I'm adding, but just as reference, I am at 11,505 words right now. So, we'll see how far I get in the overall stream. So, with that said, let's jump into our first sprint. Let's see. Do I want that? Yeah, we'll keep it this way, I think. All right, so 25 minutes on the clock, my friends, and happy writing. All right, friends, how did we do there? I feel like that was pretty productive for me personally. I know we had some new faces popping in. Hello, Haley, and good morning, Green Ruled. Welcome. Hold on, I have to let another dog in because they don't want to make up their mind. Hello, pups. You barely see her. She's very needy girl. So, hello, Eva. Nice to see you today. And ate some food and scrolled. Always a good morning. So yeah, for that one, I actually really, guys. Sook, go lay down. Yeah, I mean, having dogs sometimes they're gonna argue off screen. But I was gonna say is that I actually, without having to tally, I know exactly how much I wrote because I was at 11,505. I'm at 12,055 now, so just over 500 words, which was actually pretty good. I will take it. So I feel pretty good. I'm going into a flashback scene right now to like parallel so if you guys are new or haven't been following me, I'm writing a vampire story that has heavy themes of abuse and addiction. So my main character is just being taken by the vampire character, but she's having kind of flashbacks to going into foster care. And how like it's both like was against her will and not really something she wanted, but kind of something she was thrown into. So that's where this chapter 7 is starting, and yeah, it's a doozy. Yeah, they're cute, but they're super frustrating. Let's see. See, the other one is very cute right now. She's just sleeping like a little pie. Good morning, Diamond. How are you? What are you working on? Yes, yes. And yeah, this is definitely a heavy novel, which is probably why I'm not like super heavy-handed on meeting Nano because I do think this needs to take some time. Um, there's like there's some themes in it that like I've experienced myself, and then there's other themes that I haven't experienced, but being a counselor, I have clients and I've worked with kids and families that have dealt with a lot of this stuff, so it's never easy. I have cute frustrated dogs as well. Yeah, see, she's gonna start again. Like, why is she? I think she just wants to play because like everybody's like my husband's doing some online shopping and I'm streaming. And I think she's just bored. 393. That's awesome, actually. And I think I'm not sure if you came in for the whole sprint, so that's pretty good in the time that you had. They can be, absolutely. And you don't want to get too bogged down with them. For this, I feel, and this is just me, obviously it's a first draft, so it may get changed. But so my main character also has an addiction. So she has the addiction, and then she's also bit by a vampire, which mimics withdrawal. So she kind of has both going on right now. And so she's kind of having like fever dreams, so it ties into both just like the experience that she's having, but also like her memories coming back into this as she's kind of in this like fever dream state. So I hope it works, but like I said, it's a first draft, so if it doesn't come together fully, we'll edit it later. Working on a rival story at the moment. Ooh, that sounds good. Like rivals, like as in like a competition type of thing, or some other kind of rivals, or is it like rivals to lovers? Because that's my favorite trope. Holiday antsy. I can relate, doggo. I think I'm going to run out to the holiday market. That sounds exciting. Also brave of you because I don't want to. That's why I'm streaming today, because I don't want to leave my house because the world is crazy out there today. Yes, my favorite. Technically, my found family is my favorite trope of all time, but like in romance, rivals to lovers is my favorite. I feel like it makes the most sense because for sometimes I feel like when you have friends to lovers, sometimes you're like, well, why haven't you turned to lovers first? So it's tricky to get that done well, in my opinion. And then enemies to lovers can have the opposite too, where it's like if you're really mean to each other, how can you really like each other? So Rivals tends to be like that very happy medium where like it makes sense to me that they are kind of like enemies, but like have the chance to like each other. So anyway, that's my spiel on Rivals to Lovers. It's my favorite. I'm very excited. So I don't think I've written any Rivals to Lovers now that I'm thinking about it. It's not something that I've written much, but I may have to do that now. Oh no, you know what? Technically I have. Never mind. I wrote a contemporary with a friend, and that is technically Rivals to Lovers. They are they're both authors, and one was like in their prime and the other one is kind of getting past their prime, but they're both the same age. And as a way to try to boost the other one's like hype, their agents kind of pitched them to work together. So yeah, they are rivals. So I lied to myself. All right. That's my rambling. This is what happens when I'm the only one on screen. I just tend to ramble. So I hope you guys enjoy it. All right. Well, with that said, too, what are we thinking for our next sprint time, guys? Do we like the 25 minutes? Do we want something else? Do we want to get weird and crazy on our times? I don't really mind. I'm glad you're here for the rambles. That is really all it is for me. It's just me rambling and then writing. See, now she's cute up there, just sleeping. Yeah, no, man. Dogs are weird. Also, looking for where's my brain? Oh, like fairy tale-esque vibe books. If you guys are if you have any recommendations. I run a book club and we're doing themes, and I wanted to kind of get a couple like feels for either fairy tale-esque books that sound like fairy tales or like their own fairy tales, something like the Hazelwood, or have like references like retellings like Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I think we're going to do a fairy tale theme for one of our months, and I know one of the picks is going to be Stardust by Neil Gaiman, but I need something else. And I was thinking Spinning Silver, but I wanted to see what you guys, if you had any other suggestions, like what were really good or 5-star reads for you guys. So, all right, we got a 30. We got Down Anytime. I mean, I feel that. 30. All right, so let's do 30 then. And they got 21 words and trying to figure out your scene. Hey, that's not bad. I mean, if you're plotting in your head or writing things down, it still work, right? All right, so I got to reset my timer. We'll do 30 minutes, and that'll be good too because I might run to the bathroom, to be honest. So, all righty. Let's get into the 30-minute mark. So, all right. I think we're just going to go for it, okay? We're going to sprint, and I will see you guys in 30 minutes. Good luck. All right, friends, that was 30 minutes already. And I saw a couple faces popping in. So let's just check in. How did that go for everybody? For me, I added about 500 more words again. So now I'm at 12,527. I did take a couple minutes. I went to the bathroom. I also did a little bit of, I didn't do shopping, but I checked some things for Christmas gifts just to see what sales there were and things like that. So I may try to do a little bit online shopping after the stream. And then I did a little bit of research. Me and my friend is visiting her family for the holiday here in the United States, and we're going to get brunch tomorrow. So I was trying to research some places for brunch because personally, I wouldn't mind getting like a Bloody Mary or a mimosa with lunch, but that will also change the dynamic of where we can eat because not every place open for brunch has alcohol. Or the other thing would be I need a good coffee. And that's another issue too, where a lot of places that serve really good brunch don't have like fancy coffees. They just have like their drip coffee. So I'm very particular and I was trying to figure out where would be a good place to eat. And then I sent her one idea, but that would be the better coffee, no alcohol idea. So just kind of, I was just researching that for a few minutes and didn't get super far. So then I went back to writing. So that's where I was at. So during that sprint, Laura came in and was working on a kissing scene, which they hate. So get that. That is tough if you don't like writing scenes and you have to write them. Cool Gamer also came in. Hello. And JK came in. And I am continuing to work on my vampire novel. Ivy's working on some poetry. Let's see. I'm so excited that you're continuing to work on this, Baker's Rivals to Lovers. I was just talking about that someone else is also writing Rivals to Lovers, and that's one of my favorite tropes. So I'm here for the Rivals to Lovers. You're trying to revise today. Very good. I'm just writing whatever I feel like it. Eva decided to stay in. Maybe a good call. I mean, I feel I'm going to like it's not a Black Friday market, but it is a holiday market on Sunday. And that one charges to get in. It's like a $4 fee, but there's supposed to be like 100-ish like vendors there. So I'm hoping maybe I'll do a little bit of shopping on Sunday then. Diamond got 600 words. That's a nice number. And Green got 489. Very great. Ivy did some research, but no words. Again, that's still some effort we're putting in there. Nikki got 47 words. And I hear you. I write full detailed bedroom scenes quite often. Some days it just doesn't work. Yes, that's like the whatever you need to do, like the bracket, or I love to do the big I need to start doing brackets, I think, more because I typically just put them in like all caps letters, but then I can't find them when I'm going back to rewrite them. So I definitely need to bracket it more or doing something that will actually be able to search feature. But yeah, sometimes that's what you just got to do. You got to move on. Oh, that sounds good. Okay, I would probably make an effort to go to that. But at least they're also open tomorrow. I wonder if it would be the same as like the craziness, just because in general, Black Friday, it's often a little wild. Especially, I don't know, my area, it's not like a big area, but we do have a big shopping area, like 20, 25 minutes away, and that it's like crazy down there. I went like twice. And one was unintentional. It was my mom. My mom was like, let's go shopping. And I didn't think anything of it until I started driving. And I'm like, oh God. And it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it wasn't even like the super early people, but it's not my vibe. My anxiety cannot deal with that. But the market, I would definitely go to that. And I hope that when you do, you find some cool things there. Hello, Tina. Third draft repairs. Oh man, I do love editing, but sometimes it's a lot. So I hope yours is going really well. Oh my God, man, I love superheroes, but, like, it's very strange that I mean, there's definitely been superhero novels, but they're not big, and I don't really feel like they've ever been big, despite the fact that, like, Marvel and everything came out. Like, I think one of the biggest ones, which I didn't read, was, like, Renegades by who is it? Meyer? What's her name? I can't remember her name, but I think it's the same one that wrote this Lunar Chronicles, Marissa Meyer. There we go. I feel like that was like the biggest one, and then they just kind of like faded again. So I'm here for superheroes. I just love that genre. Oh, yes, no, that's completely fair. I never even thought about doing the number thing. I know people do brackets, which is why I mentioned the brackets, but the number thing makes way more sense because if I'm going to do anything that has numbers, it's usually like a time, which is going to have the colon, which even if I put like 555, it's still going to have a colon, so it's not going to be exact. So I may steal that from you. So thank you for sharing. Yeah. Yeah, no, I would agree. It sounds like given that it's like holiday market, like it's gonna be probably more handmade and like small business owners, and they're probably not gonna be giving deals because they need to make their living. So maybe not as crazy as the rest of the world would be. Yeah, I haven't either. I mean, partly because of COVID. Like obviously COVID changed a bunch of things, so I haven't done much as far as man, I just knocked my mic. Like shopping in that way. But we used to do the like the midnight on Thanksgiving a couple times back before like my in-laws had kids and we could all go out and make a night of it. Now I'm like I'm a goblin if I don't get my sleep. And the thought of staying up till midnight to go shopping just makes me irritable. Don't even have to go to be irritable now. Really write romance, so kissing scenes are the worst. Oh, man. I totally can understand that if that's not your thing. I kind of low key love them, but it's also I feel like hard because especially if you read a lot of romance and or like the spicier romances, I feel like they tend to get really repetitive, so it's very hard in my opinion to write them just because you don't want them to feel like every other romance scene in a book. Hi Michael, how are you today? Yeah. Superheroes. Yes. No, I definitely because I you would have thought that they would have taken off so much more with how crazy the MCU got. I mean, now they feel like they're shooting themselves in the foot, but at that time I was really expecting more superhero novels. But like there's a couple I could think of, but really not that many. It just really stays to comics and I don't know. It's strange. Yeah. And who knows? Sometimes, you if you have a good like good premise, I mean, you could be that one book that gets pushed out and either you start the trend or you just get to be like that book out there, which is what I felt like Renegades was. Like I really didn't know much of the other superhero books being published, so Renegades was kind of like the only one. And then I still never read it because I didn't want to be disappointed. I own it. I've owned it for many years. I specifically asked for Christmas when it came out, the year it came out, and I still have not read it because I'm afraid. So, all right. So we are at an hour, almost an hour and 20 minutes of streaming. So what are we thinking for the next sprint? Do we want to stick with another 30? Do we want to add more? Do we want to subtract more? Where's everyone feeling? There's part of me that wants to continue my vampire one, and then the other part of me wants to go back to a short story. I was writing a microfiction, and I wrote the first draft, but I didn't edit it, and I do want to submit that at some point. But now I don't know if I want to work on that now that I'm in the vampire mode. So I don't know. I have to figure that out while I'm sitting here. Seven Wonders. Oh, I don't actually know that one. So see, definitely not one that I had on my radar at all. Oh, and of course I'm gonna get I put just Seven Wonders in my search. And of course that just is like, oh, Seven Wonders of the World. What's the Is it I Am Number 4? Is that a superhero one? Or is that dystopian? Or is it both? I can't remember. Like those are the ones that I tend to think of too, is like they're superheroes, but they're also dystopians, which I feel like is the only way that superheroes tend to get published is if they're dystopian novels. And I've never read I Am Number 4, so that could be completely off key and I could just be making that up. I have no idea. But I like the book cover for Seven Wonders though. There's definitely a book that I'm thinking of that I read and I just cannot think of it now, like what the name is. But it'll probably come to me as I'm sitting here trying to write. What is everyone currently reading? Speaking of, I'm trying to do a vlog right now because the last 2 years I've been doing my followers pick my TBR. So I pair 2 books. I have 5 pairings and I ask everyone to pick one of the pairings, and the ones that get the most votes I decide to read. And of course, as is what happened last year, I am currently just starting this TBR challenge. And I have 5 books, and my downfall is, at least last year, I was able to kind of split some of them up where like I had one on an ebook and then I had like 2 physical copies, and then I was able to get like the audiobooks for 2 others. And this time around, the books that I have that won are like super obscure and or like unavailable now. Like the one book is by Melissa de la Cruz, and I feel like it got wiped off the face of the earth. Like I can't find anything. There's no ebook copies, there's no audiobooks anymore. So either that makes me feel like it got pulled from like publishing completely, or maybe it's going to get rewritten or something. I don't know, but I couldn't find one of those books at all. So I have like 3 or 4 books that I have to physically like read out of the book itself. And I'm struggling because I've been really struggling to read. I was really hoping for like 2 or 3 to be audiobooks so I can get through them quicker and listen, but yeah, so anyway, I'm reading for that vlog, and that's just not going well. I have started 3 of the 5 books though, so I'm determined to finish this vlog before the end of the year. So all right, well, now that I'm rambling, so I didn't see anybody in the comments unless they didn't come in, but as far as times go, since I didn't really see anything, I will keep it with the 30 minutes if that's cool for everybody. I'm not sure if this is going to be our last sprint or not. It might be. So maybe we'll do 35 minutes and give us an extra 5. So that way we can make sure we're coming up to the 2-hour mark. And I feel like 3 sprints is pretty good. Oh, what a classic. I love that. Yes, I love Emily Dickinson, and also I watch Jeopardy, and every time it's any female poet, the answer is almost always Emily Dickinson. So I just kind of joke with my husband that that's the answer, even when it's not. And even if I know it's not, I still say Emily Dickinson. But I do like her work. I remember, side tangent again, when I was in high school and we were reading like a lot of the classic poets. I had a stage where I was just mimicking her poetry. I don't even think it was good, but I was really determined. This was like 9th grade, I think. I was like, oh my God, I love her writing and I love her thoughts. Mine was definitely not nearly as nice, but I really got into her for a while. I love that as well. Always good. And Ivy, I was just gonna say I have yours to buy as well. Your chapbook. I'm very excited to get it. It's in my cart right now to buy, but I've been trying to first buy Christmas gifts before I buy for myself. But I have it in my Amazon cart because I think you can get it on Amazon. So maybe somebody will buy it for me for Christmas too. But anyway, yes, I'm all about the indie chapbooks. I just read Diane Marie's, and I liked her format with the mixed media. It was very cool. Man, everybody's like doing the poetry. I love this. Rilke's poems. I don't know if I know Rilke. I might, but an Austrian poet. Ooh. I'll have to add that to my list if it was good. Let me know. All right, on that note, let's get into our last sprint. I think this is going to be our last one. So that way you guys can continue with your day. All right. We'll do 35 minutes and I will see you guys in that time. Happy writing. All right, friends. How did everyone do for that last one? Oh my gosh. Personally, I realized that I hit my wall. I need a break because I wrote, I don't know, I think I wrote like 300 words, which isn't bad, but then I just like didn't want to do it anymore. So then I was like playing on my phone and like looking up stuff. So I'm just like, oh yeah, that's my note to stop for a bit. So yeah, I'm ending the stream with 12,714 words, which is it's about 1,200 words more than I started. I started off with 11,500. So feel pretty good overall about what I added. I do think I want to finish this chapter today, but I need a break. I'm actually getting kind of hungry. It is noon now for me, and I want food. So I'm probably going to go make some food, stretch, and also for you guys too. If you're, I don't know what your plans are, but make sure, drink your water, stretch, get some food in you, take care of yourself. The words will still come eventually. But yeah, it just hit that wall. I need a break. Green got 288 and Diamond got 500. Love it. Good job, guys. Laura got 364 and Nikki got 65. Awesome. I know that both Ivy and Michael popped out. So I appreciate them coming. And total of 766. That's pretty good. I mean, hey, you got those words. So awesome work. Michael also asked if I will be streaming again. And in case you guys didn't see my response. So normally I work on Fridays. I have a pretty typical job. I work 8 to 4 every day, except for Tuesdays. I work 10 to 6. So my streaming is not really something I typically can do anymore during the day. But I am off again for Christmas. And I'm off on the Friday, the 22nd. I've actually been thinking, I don't know if you guys are super interested or not, but I follow Lindsay Puckett. If you guys don't, you definitely should. And she recently did an Instagram controls her day. And I love watching those types of vlogs. So I think I am going to be doing that on the 22nd, which means I may be streaming because that might be an option to choose from. So as far as, a daytime in the week goes, that would likely be the next time I'm streaming during the week. What about weekends? Yeah, I am probably going to stream more on the weekends when the winter truly hits. It has been hard, especially because, like, I don't know, I always end up having stuff to do. I'm just a very busy person, unfortunately. So since COVID, like COVID time, I started really streaming and doing more YouTube, and I had a lot of content and I was streaming all the time. And then when life started to kind of normalize again a little bit, my life continued to be busy. So that's like why I'm very inconsistent with streaming. I usually try to do at least one a month, but some months I can't get there. So if I'm gonna stream, it's gonna be either like a Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or it'll be a weekend. So for sure, normally what I will do is I will often schedule them in advance. So like if I know that it's not gonna be a busy weekend, I may schedule that in advance. Occasionally, I may have pop-ups. So, for instance, if I call off a day because of weather or something like that, I may do a pop-up sprint. So, I don't know. It's just I don't have a very good way to pitch like when I'll be streaming again. I have no idea. But yes, I will definitely post it in advance. So if I'm going to stream again, I would definitely just say if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe, and then you'll get notified when I'm going to have a stream. And thank you so much for coming. I'm glad we got to hang out and chill and do some of the writing together since it has been a while. I've been into write-a-thons, which was nice, but it's been a bit since it was just me and you guys sprinting. So yeah, so definitely like and subscribe if you like the vibe. And if you are interested in participating in an Instagram Controls My Day, then please consider following me over on Instagram. I am at Bree.b.writes, and I will throw that up in the chat for you guys. So with that said, thank you guys so much. I'm going to peace out so I can go get food. Please take care of yourself. Enjoy the weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one. So, bye.